daddies, metal daddies, metal daddies, metal daddies. Metal daddies.
Welcome back to Death Metal Daddies.
Oh, hi.
Today's episode, we have a surprise ranking that I've
Ooh,
put together. I've built this thing. Are you ready for this? Because I don't
I'm
think you're
ready for
ready for
this.
it.
I think I
All
am.
right, all right. Just one second. You'll you might be able to figure out once you see what it all is. And I have a plan. Where did it all go? Where did they all go? Damn it! Now I got to re-upload them all.
Oh, doesn't have a plan.
Just a second. I have concepts of a plan.
Pre-planning prevents piss poor performance. Flaherty taught me that one. Did you check out Lamb of God's Black Children of the Grave? Is it good? I haven't listened to it yet.
It's pretty good. I'm not super I've listened to it, but it's been a long time. But it sounds pretty good.
Kind
I
of a
thought the
kind of a
live version is pretty
faster
good.
paced one, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's more dun 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 dun. Bam, dun, 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 dun. I think this is all of
Yeah,
them.
okay.
Yeah, this looks like all of them. One, two, three. Yeah, it's all of them. All right. You'll probably be able to figure out what this is, but it's going to be a little jarring at first. And don't
Okay.
worry, I have a plan because it might seem overwhelming at first, but I have a plan. I have concepts of a plan.
Okay.
All right. Do you know what we're doing? Can
Let's
you see it
see
yet?
here. I can't see it yet. Oh, okay, here we are. All right, let's see here. Oh, is this um let me whoa. Is this a Champions Discog
Yes, this
list?
is all of our top
Wow.
albums from all of our rankings.
Wow.
And we are going to come up with what we think of our top ones, which is the
Damn.
best. So, obviously, this is a lot. We can't go through all 34 albums. So, my
How
idea,
did you get this information? D-
I did a little bit of some I knew off the top of my head, but some I had to actually go back to the episodes like what did we give as number
Wow.
one?
That's crazy. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
So, this is how we're going
Damn,
to do
dude.
it. This is what I'm
This is
thinking.
gonna be so hard. Okay.
So I'm thinking each pick five, and we will go through those 10, and we will give rankings or a score, and we'll see what comes out at the end.
Okay.
And it's kind of like with this first preliminary thing, it's kind of like the island thing because literally it's just we each pick five, but we are going to vote on the 10. So if I pick one you were wanting, it's good for you, and vice versa. So,
Okay. Okay.
so yeah. Which album do you want as your first pick? I can go through them all. We got Gojira's from Sirius to Mars, Morbid Angels, Gateways to Annihilation, Job for Cowboys, Genesis, Every Time I Die is Low Teens, Slipknot, Iowa,
Wow.
Korn, Take a Look in the Mirror, Niles,
Oh
Annihilation of the
my God.
Wicked, Dimmu Borgir's Death Cult Armageddon, Mastodon, Crack the Sky, Cal Decap, Death Atlas, Peg Destroyer, Bookburner, Meshuggah, Catch 33, Strapping Young Lad, Alien,
Damn.
Lamb of God, Sacrament, Despised Icon, Purgatory, Cryptopsies, None So Vile, Behemoth, Evangelion, Dying Fetus, Reign Supreme, Metallica, Black, Bleeding Through Declaration, Suicide Silence, The Cleansing, Deicides, In the Minds of Evil, Black Dahlia Murder, Everblack, Static X, Wisconsin Death
Nice.
Trip, Periphery 2,
We-
Pantera, Vulgar Display of Power, Watain, Lawless Darkness, Whitechapel, This is Exile, Decapitated, The Negation, Amir, Speaker of the
Damn.
Dead, Death, Sound of Perseverance, Acacia Strain's a double.
Aces
It's
Strain?
Acacia
Wow.
Strain, it's both Failure Will Follow and Step into the Light, Aborted,
Okay.
Retrogore, and Cannibal Corpse, Evisceration Plague. What is
Wow.
your first pick?
Damn, dude. What a list. Um, I am going to go with holy shit, man. Meshuggah Catch 33.
All right. Put you right there.
Ding it, bit ding it, bit
All
ding
right.
it, ding it.
For me and my first pick, I think no matter what, I'm going to have to pick Lamb of God's Sacrament. It is that
Oh,
important
that's a
of an
good one.
album for me, so I'm going to
That's
have
a
to
good
put
one.
this up here.
Okay. Um, yeah, if we're speaking on importance. I gotta go Gojira from Mars to Sirius. Abso-freaking-lutely.
All right. Um, Up next, I'm going to pick Pig Destroyer's Book Burner.
Damn. Okay. Hmm. I think next I'm going to go with shit. Um, Periphery 2. Is
All
that
right.
Periphery 2?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Um,
Damn, there's a lot of nostalgic pieces in this thing.
yeah. Um,
Oh my
I'm
gosh,
going to
I gotta pick
pick.
two more. Holy shit, how do I
I'm I'm gonna
do
pick.
that?
Um, I'm gonna pick Cryptopsy's None So Vile.
Okay. Hmm. I think next I'm going to do. I was thinking about doing this last round, but it keeps coming back to me. I think I'm going Suicide Silence, The Cleansing.
All right. I think I'm going to pick Job for a Cowboy, Genesis.
Oh, nice. Glad to see them hopping on.
Yes.
Oh,
And for
oh
your
my
last
gosh.
pick,
My last one. Wow. Shit, man. Huh.
for me, I'm down to
Wow.
two I could think of picking, but I don't know if you might pick them or not.
I keep looking at all these different titles and I'm like, oh, I could do that one, or I could do that one. Man, there's so many. I think I gotta go with man. This is a hard one here. A hard one, but it's got to be done. I think I'm taking just so I can get all the different flavors of metal. Behemoth Evangelion.
That was one of mine I was going to pick. So I'm going to pick my other one then, and that's going to be Cal Decap Death Atlas.
Nice. That's an epic list, man.
All right. So now we got to do the hard part. We're going to go through each one of these and give them a ranking
Okay.
so we can figure out what is the best
The, the best album.
so far.
And
With
how many
this
tens are we allowed? One?
one.
Okay. 110.
So
110 rule them all.
let's start on the back end. Let's start with I'm going to work this way to that way.
Okay.
Actually, let me mix things up just so it's not like we have one of our picks back to back and stuff like that.
Okay.
Actually, I feel like I have three of yours right there. There we go. That's better of a mix up.
Yeah. Yeah, that works.
All right. For our very first one, we have Pig Destroyer's Book Burner. Um, I love this album. I think especially the first four tracks, you just got to let them go. You can't really listen to this album without, you can't listen to one of those four songs out of place. You kind of just got to let them string forward together. A lot of great tracks on this album: Valley of the Geezers, Diplomat, Sis, American's Head.
Oh,
Um,
that's
um, but I will say it is near perfect, but it's not perfect. There's some songs here and there I'll skip. So with that, since this is supposed to be the champion of the champions, I feel like my number 10 has to be a no skip album. And I feel like there's also epicness in other albums on this list. Like you got Death Atlas, you got Evangelion from Mars Sirius Genesis, which has also the epicness value. To where this as album is just a slur of singles. Like sure, some feed into the other one, but there's no bigger message. So for that, I'm gonna give Bookburner a 7.8. What is your score?
okay. Okay. Oh, so we're both scoring them. Okay. I
Yes,
see. Okay.
just like a normal Discog ranking we would do. So that way we have a
Okay.
final
I
tally.
got I was literally in my head, I didn't know if we were going to just rate our own. So I was like, okay, all of mine are going to be 10, 9.9, 9.8, 9.7, 9.6, and
Nope.
9.5. Which ones? No, but okay, I get it now. All right, so let's do for Pig Destroyers, that one. I'm not too experienced with this band in that I just haven't listened to this a lot compared to other metal albums. I love that song, The Diplomat, but it's Pig Destroyer's just a band I tune into every now and then. Just definitely not a big one on my rotation. Um, but there is good stuff on this album for sure. I would give this one a 7.5.
Okay. So we have a 15.3 for Bookburner by Pig Destroyer. All right. Up next, we have Periphery 2. This
Damn,
is yours. You want to start off with this one?
what an album, man. I mean, in terms of flawless albums, I could listen to this front to back and love every single second of it. Literally, I don't skip a song. Like when I first started jamming it, I would kind of skip them here and there. I thought the whole um that have a blast or something like that. I would skip over that one because I'm like, this intro is so stupid. But I remember seeing that live and it changed me on it, dude. Like they played the sample in the back and then they all just fucking kicked into the yeah. And it was like, hell yeah, dude. Totally got me on board with it. So from that point on, I started listening to just the whole album. I just let it ride, dude, and I love it, man. I grew to love that album so much. Um, so it's huge for me. I got to give it a pretty good ranking on here. I think I got to go. Oh, I got to go 9.5, man. That is just top tier Periphery in my opinion.
I gotcha. I will say, seeing this album, pretty much almost the whole album live, did change a lot of views for me for Periphery, and also how good this album was. And it
Oh yeah,
still
dude.
is. I don't regret this being the number one pick for Periphery for us, because this is their best album. It does have that epicness feel that Bookburner was missing. It has I feel like it is a longer album, but it still is so smooth. And I
Mhm.
especially love the framing device they have with the lyrics that pop in both in the first track, the middle track, and the last track, the
Oh,
somewhere
that's
in
cool.
time part.
Yeah.
I will say though, it does kind of tamper off for me. I want to say between Mass Immune and what's that song? Um, The time has come for all to see. The man behind the curtain cast into disease. What's that song? Is it,
Near Musa,
no, that's the
there's
intro.
Max, or yeah, um, Ragnarok.
No, that's this is the one that had the weird music video.
Oh, Make Total Destroy.
Yeah. I want to say because that's like what, track 8, I want to say.
Yeah, it's late in the album, and that was like the biggest hit, the biggest single off of it.
Hmm.
That's what's cool, man.
Yeah, I want to
The
say
late
between that
banger.
track and and the last track with Mass Immune, I want to say. Some of those I don't really, those tracks in between those two I don't really listen to that much, but 1 through 8 is pretty much you got to listen to it. It's pure nostalgia. So I'm probably gonna give this one a um 8.8, simply because it does have hit a lot of the marks. It has almost a perfectly non-skippable track, except for me, some of the later tracks. It has the epicness to where it does feel bigger than more than just an album. However, I will say when it comes to that, with this band, I feel like there is some wackiness that kind of thrown in there, which when it comes to the epicness, I feel like kind of pulls back a little bit to where some of these
Yeah,
other albums, there is epicness and it's more serious, which I feel like adds more to the epicness. So for that, I'm going to give it an 8.8.
fair enough.
So that's a 18.3. All right.
Nice.
Up next, we have Cryptopsy's second album in 1995, None So Vile. Um, I still love this album so much. It's still my favorite Cryptopsy album. Even when listening to Insatiable Violence recently, I still have to go back to this album because this is what drew me in. For me, it's the perfect mesh of both sloppiness but tight technicality. It's just a weird mixture that just works so well in this album. I think the rawness, along with how chaotic it is, just fits perfectly. And I also, especially, I just can't get out of my head the bass part of "Slit Your Guts," and
Oh, yeah,
it
dude,
kicks
it's
back in.
nuts.
Oh, I fucking love it. The opening sample with the roar from Exorcist 3. This whole album, I love the vibe. The songs in this are great. Um, I'm
Oh
still
yeah.
probably gonna give this one probably I'll give this one a solid 8, simply because I don't feel like this one, it doesn't have the same, it, just like with Book Burner, it's more of just a bunch of singles. There's not it's not moving towards something. Uh, it's not my favorite thing, which is a concept album, but it is, everything else is perfect about it. So, but since it is missing those elements of the bigger epicness, not building towards something, I'm going to give this one just a straight solid 8. What's your
Okay.
thoughts on this one?
So I really don't have that much time in on this one. It does rip. There is brutal parts, man, but it's just Cryptopsy. If I've listened to them, like I said, I think I've said this before, but like I'm listening to a lot more of their newer stuff. I jammed this album whenever we did their Discog ranking, but that's really kind of been it for me. But um, So it's really not up there on my champions list. I would probably give this one um 7.5.
Okay. So right there with a 15.5. All right. Up next. This was what, 2009? I want to say
Yes.
2009 Behemoth Evangelion. And I want to say this was our first ever perfect score 20 when we did it. I want to say.
Oh wow. Not many of those out there.
Well, also, I want to say like our first 10, we didn't do scores. We just did rankings back when we had to debate
Oh
what
really?
would our be our number one. But
Oh
either way, this was our first ever perfect score
wow.
20.
Damn.
This was your pick. You want to talk about this one?
Dude, I love this album. Like, this is pretty much the albums I'd take to a grave. And I think this one for sure, rightfully so. But I love this. It reminds me of whenever um around my high school days, super nostalgia. Remember watching the videos on my grandma's computer and like having to turn the monitor for the video of Fire in the Void when they start just eating the angel at the end. I was like, oh shit. So brutal though, dude. Man, I love this album though. Really, like the songs front to back. This is another one, flawless record. Um, yeah, and I love it, dude. Attention to detail too. It's like not just the music. Um, it's the aesthetics, man, that they pull off. And this was, I think, just peak moment for this band. The videos were just horrifying. Um, and just insanely brutal visuals. And then like months after the album came out, I want to say is when they dropped the video for Lucifer, and it just raised the bar even more. I was like, oh my gosh, man. Yeah, it's like I still haven't lived down those moments from first watching it, dude. It's just I still love this album so much. I'm gonna give this one a 9.8.
Okay. I'm probably
Sorry, I'm
my
kind of
scores.
cheating. I'm
You're
hanging
good.
in the nines.
My score is probably going to be close to that. I'm thinking of a solid 9.5. I do love this album. This is a great album, and it does so I want to say this is also only 8 tracks. It's 8 or 9. It's a shorter album, I want to say. Um,
Yeah.
and I wouldn't say it's a tech. I wouldn't say it's technically not a concept album, but I feel like it's one of those things to where it's kind of almost a loose concept to where like you could somehow find a thread to where every song is somewhat connected with like religion and like kind of the Sumerian culture like they were kind of doing back in that time. This is peak Behemoth, kind of a combination of both their old and into their new. So
Mhm.
I think this is a perfect peak album and a great transition album. Still, I remember listening to Daimonos, especially that like cool like Egyptian kind of guitar riff they do. Bruno, Bruno. Oh, I
Oh
love
yeah,
that.
dude.
And then
That's
also,
so good.
Alas, the Lord is upon me. It's a great album. So yeah, for me, it's
Yeah.
going to be a 9.5.
Hell yeah.
So that's going to be 19.3 is now sitting at our number one spot.
Taking the throne.
All right. Up next, I want to say this next album, I think this was also a perfect score, I want to say. Um, and that is Cattle Decapitation's 2020 masterpiece, Death Atlas. Um, this one raised the bar, and I think Cattle Decap is going to have a hard time getting to
Beating
this
it.
bar because this almost has like a cinematic vibe with
Yeah.
how this album is constructed with all the interlude tracks and stuff like that, and just the subject matter. And also just even when it came out, I feel like it was a perfect time for them to come out with
Oh,
one
dude,
step
they
closer to
nailed
the
it.
end of the world, bring back the plague. Then literally a month later, we have COVID happen.
Pandemic drops. Yeah. Yeah,
Uh,
and it was like an all eyes on me moment for this band, I think. It really was a perfect aligning of the stars for them. They were building the hype. I remember hearing about this album before it dropped. A lot of people were talking about it before it even came out, and then it drops, COVID hits. It makes this album even more significant, just adds to it, adds to the layers of it. And um, I think it's I think it's an incredible achievement for this band, especially when you listen back to where they came from, being in some grindcore band, just somewhere playing some crazy shit, and they just, I don't know, man. I feel like took off and just this is just a peak epic moment for him. It's an epic album. It's got the epic feel. And it's just wild, I guess, what I was getting at is just, it's wild to think of a grindcore band turning into this.
Hmm.
It's like I don't relate Death Atlas to grindcore really at all.
Hmm.
But I mean, I don't know, dude. I just think it's cool. It's an awesome uh achievement record for them. I think they know how big it is, or assume anyways, I guess. But yeah, man, this album fucking rules too, front to back. Absolutely epic, badass death metal album. I would give this one. I think I'm gonna give it a 9.3.
All right. I think I'm gonna give this a. I'm gonna give it a 9.8.
Okay.
So that moves it into second place with a 19.1. All right. It's getting razor thin now.
Yeah, it is.
Um, Up next we have the very conceptual album released by Meshuggah with Catch 33. You want to talk about this one?
Yeah. Dude, I love this band so much. Monumental band for me. Kind of took over my life as far as music goes. And still have me on their train, dude. This album especially, it's my favorite. Man, it's just so hard. It's like now I'm trying to decide who I throw my 10 to. I think I got to do it here. I think Meshuggah is getting my 10 um on this list. I love this band, love this album. Um I would even throw another one of their albums a 10. I just love them so much, but I think this is a perfect concept record. It's like gift wrapped, in three different sections. The first three or four songs, I don't know how they do it. There's like a beginning, a middle, and an end, and it's a great bunch, a great batch of music. It's like, they just pressed record and just rolled with it, and I just think it's so cool. I mean, I'm sure it was methodically thought out, it's Meshuggah, so, but it's just amazing, man. I wasn't around really. I wasn't up in tune with Meshuggah at the time this came out. I'd say the only thing that they're lacking is probably the kind of the visual aesthetics that I really love and delve into with other bands. Like, there's no kind of visual content for this album out there from Meshuggah. There's not really intricate music videos or anything like that. I don't think, or I missed them, but I think that they could like do a reunion of this album and drop shit for it, and I think it would be super badass. But anyways, yeah, that's my 10, man. I love that album.
I gotcha. I do think that it would be a good concept for them to do kind of like what Acacia Strain did, or even Metallica, to where every time they go to a town, do two nights. One's a normal set, then the other is maybe a Catch 33 set. Because I don't think this album has ever actually been fully appreciated both by the band and the fans. It's something I think
Yeah,
that needs to be like set aside, like because you obviously have to play this whole thing all the way through when this album's
for
played.
sure.
Um, Meshuggah is kind of hit and miss for me. It's something I have to go through in spurts, but I do think this is. I love a good concept, and this is out of all the albums that are on this, this is like the definition of a concept album. It's to where musically it's all one song spread out across what 12 tracks or so. Uh,
Yeah.
so I love that idea, and but for me, I'm gonna give this a 9. Um,
Okay.
because again, Meshuggah is still not something that is like highest on my thing of favorability, but it is. This is still a great album, monumental album. So for me, I'm gonna give this a 9.
Oh yeah.
All
It
right.
is getting close. Man, it's tight.
Up next, Gojira's album that put him on the map from Mars to
Damn.
Sirius, or
Hell yeah,
Sirius to
dude.
Mars. I don't remember what's the order.
I think it's from Mars to Sirius. Um, yeah, dude, stellar album, man. Killer band. This was like a late album for me for some reason. Um, didn't get into it until it was out for like 6 months. It was just one of those things, but absolutely fell in love with it and it grew to be a big fan of this band, man. But it all started right here for me, from Mars to Sirius, dude. Front to back, absolutely excellent. Um, yeah, man, it's my favorite album of theirs. Kind of trippy concept with the flying whales and stuff like that. Kind of weird and out there, but they pull it off, dude. They pull it off. They talk about dragons and shit and just whales in the sky. It's the weirdest content to scream about, but you can really hear the passion in his vocals, man, and that's what I think really delivers the um, emotion of the band's sound. It's so good, dude. It's great band, great album. I would give this a 9.7. I don't know if I've given a 9.7 this far.
All right. Um, I do like Gojira. However, I do have other albums in their discography that are my favorite. I think I liked The Way of All Flesh or Magma a little bit more. But obviously, this is like the cornerstone album that blew up this band. It put them on my radar. Someone randomly in high school was like, "Hey, you listen to Mel? Did you check out this Gojira album?" This was a very big album, obviously, and it took me a long time to get into Gojira. Even after seeing them, I thought they were amazing live, but I couldn't get into their actual music and albums. And I want to say you did a show with someone and you guys did a cover of Flying Whales, and that kind of got me into actual
Yeah,
Gojira
dude.
sound. And that's from this album. So I
Oh
still
yeah.
love Flying Whales, um, The Heaviest Matter of the Universe. And I want to say there is like a Where Dragons Dwell or something like that. Isn't that a
Yeah.
song on here as well?
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, it's one of my favorites too.
it's very good and it's a great concept, very trippy concept. There's a lot of layers to it and then like metaphorical stuff. Um, but for me, probably going to give this an 8.5 because it's still not my favorite Gojira album. And most of the most of the score is going to come from like the songs that are good on this are like their best songs and also highly conceptual, highly metaphorical. So for me, that gives it a lot of points, but I'm still going to give this probably an 8.5.
Oh yeah.
So 18.2. These are getting very
Nice.
close
Yeah,
everywhere.
that's crazy.
All right. Up next, we have 2007 Job for a Cowboy's debut album, Genesis. This is
Drop the
a
beat.
This was a big album for me growing up. Uh, I love so much about this album. It's conceptual, it's dark and evil, even back when I was in the Christian days, and I still love this album because I tried to somehow twist it's like, no, it's it's metaphorical, it's biblical. But I love everything about this album. And I am still kind of saddened that they didn't keep on with the having their album titles be books of the Bible, like you have your debut be Genesis. Why not have your second album Exodus? Because I feel like Exodus still
Yeah,
would have been a great title for Ruination because
that
it
would have
still
been cool.
fits the title or it still fits the
Yeah,
mood of the album.
right.
And uh Demonocracy could have been Deuteronomy. It still would have worked. You still either way. Either way,
True.
great
That's a good
album
point.
of the oncoming of the Antichrist through the Verichip, which we had the another Verichip scare during COVID. I remember. It's like, well, this is a
Yeah.
flashback.
Right.
Great songs on this album. You got Altar from Catechization,
Oh, that's so
Embedded,
good.
Bearing the Serpent's Lamb.
Lame. Oh, hell
Just
yeah.
this was a great move from Jaffa Cowboy from kind of straying away from their pure deathcore sound to more of a straightforward technical death metal. And I love it. Just
Yeah, dude.
the tone alone, like they could write anything on that tone and it's gonna sound badass as shit. I love it.
For sure.
Uh,
Yeah.
so
Like it was like peak Hot Topic era too. So
mhm.
this band, I remember Genesis was blasted in Hot Topic stores and stuff. Like you could actually buy this album there. I was like, damn, that's badass. I want to say I picked this up at a Hot Topic, but
Mhm.
yeah, dude. Like, ah, man, what a time. Hell yeah.
So for that, I'm probably gonna give this a as close as I can without it being my number 10. This is gonna be my 9.9.
Damn. Okay.
This is almost there. So obviously, you know what my 10 is now, but this is my 9.9. What's your
Fair enough. Yeah.
what's your thoughts and scores on Genesis?
Uh, I it's an incredible album, dude, front to back. Yeah, and another one, like I delved into this band so like reading the CD, the disc booklet like with the lyrics and stuff, and I just became so obsessed with his writing and his kind of delivery and how he because he'll just write a paragraph of lyrics and that's the song. But you have to listen to the song and you have to follow the lines because he'll jump back into the beginning of the paragraph to start the chorus or whatever. It doesn't sound like a traditional chorus, but so
Hmm.
like I was just thrown for so many loops following their book. I was like, this guy's what it sounds like is he's actually writing these paragraphs and then just forcing it into a song, which I just think that's a really cool way to do it. At least that's what it sounds like, or that's what it seems like to me, because how he just kind of jumps all over the place with those lyrics, it was just wild, man. But and not what I was used to. I just thought that was a cool element. It stuck out to me for years. But yeah, man, I would give this one a 9.4.
Okay. Oh, so we have a tie.
Oh, shite. That's kind of a fair tie, dude. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, that's pretty crazy.
If we
These
end
are
up
hard
with
to.
number one being a tie, we will, at the end of this, break it down to where we will have to vote one of these higher or
Okay,
lower. But we'll get to that.
okay,
We'll cross that road when we get to it. Because up
fair
next,
enough.
we have another big debut. And that is,
Oh yeah.
I want to say, is this also '07? I want to say?
I think you might be right. Maybe oh 06.
Yes.
It probably is oh 07. Yeah, I think it is.
And that is the debut deathcore staple capstone, whatever you want to call it. This was a game changer, and that is Suicide
Oh yeah.
Silence's debut album, The Cleansing. You want to
Shit,
talk
yeah.
about this one?
Dude, huge album. I mean, absolutely monumental for me. Very influential. Um, and it was incredible, man. Hearing it is just, there was no other bands like that around that time when it dropped. Um, just with Mitch Lucker's unique screams, man, the guitar tones were so nasty. Songs just absolutely killed. Um, it's an absolutely awesome album, especially for a debut, man. Yeah, it put him on the map for sure. Um, but I'm going to give this one. Oh my gosh, it's so hard. I'm gonna give it a 9.2.
All right, that is actually the exact score I was about to give it.
Yeah, yeah, fair enough.
This is I no matter what, I don't think anyone can capture the energy that they put on just
Absolutely.
that opening first song, unanswered. As soon as that kicks in, it is just a wave of energy just coming full force.
It
And
is, dude.
it's this whole album, it just has a lot of great, memorable tracks. And I feel like I haven't seen Suicide Silence in a long time. I feel like there still has to be riddled with songs from this album. You had to have
Oh, for
Unanswered.
sure.
You have to have No Pity for a Coward.
Yep.
Hopefully they still have Price of Beauty or Bludgeoned to Death. Uh,
Legend. Yeah, that'd be badass too.
or even some of the deeper tracks like The Fallen, Green Monster. Doubtful,
Oh
but
yeah,
I
dude.
wish they would still have that on the set list. But this is a banger. Yeah, I'm gonna give this a 9.2 as well.
Hell yeah.
So again, super close with an
Yeah, it is, man.
18.4.
Wow.
All right.
That's crazy.
And that lastly brings us to 2006's Lamb of God Sacrament. And if
Yeah.
anyone's been paying attention through process of elimination, this is obviously going to be my 10. Um, and this is kind of not really conceptual, but I kind of tie it to the same type of concept of Evangelion, to where you can loosely tie a thread to how the
Hmm.
songs connect. But for me, this is every single song is unskippable. I listened to this album and it's every single song, even the deep tracks. Like I found it later in life loving, like More Time to Kill, Requiem, and then Beating on Death's Door,
Oh, it's so good.
a sick ass deep track, sick as
Yeah, dude.
fuck. And even the front of this album is just banger after banger. Walk with Me in Hell, Again We
Hit
Rise,
after hit,
Redneck,
dude.
uh, Descending, Curse in the
Oh
Blackened
yeah.
Sun,
Yeah.
just everything about this album. And even just like the simpleness of the cover, just the black with the purple adding to the royalty kind of flair
Oh
to it.
yeah.
The set
Randy
like
Blythe
the
shaved his head. It's
Yeah, and
crazy.
also I guess like this is around the time when he quit alcoholism, and they actually have some songs about the alcoholism, like with Pathetic and Descending. It's like, and
Yeah.
also Suicidal
Redneck
Ideation.
too.
Yeah, Redneck with the fight that from his alcoholism with Mark Morton. Also,
Yeah.
the suicidal ideation he was probably experiencing that time, uh, showcased in Curse of the Black Sun. Uh, for me, this was a perfect album, and it still is for me. So this is going to be my 10. What's your thoughts on this album?
Yeah, dude, it's a flawless record, man. I mean, and absolutely huge for this band. Super nostalgic. Absolutely love it. My only complaint, I don't know that it's hung on as well as some other albums for me. I don't go back to it that much anymore. But I could and still be very happy with it. It is a cool album, man. But I would probably give this one a 9.2. Have I done a 9 point? No, I did a 9.2. 9.1, I guess, is what I would
All right,
probably give this one.
all right. So we have another tie.
Oh shit.
It's all right because I feel like we can have a tie for number three. But that means we have a tie for number one with a 19.3. We have
Wow.
Job for a Cowboy's Genesis and Behemoth's Evangelion. And with that, I feel like I can probably cut this tie because I'm probably okay with giving Job for a Cowboy's Genesis a 9.8 instead of the 9.9 I gave it. Are you okay with that? Are we okay with having
I
Evangelion?
yeah, I'm okay with that. I second that. Um and I think, just it's kind of Behemoth's kind of the veteran. Not that Job for Cowboys not at this point. I mean, they definitely are, but yeah, man, I'm happy with that list for sure. That's cool.
I also think it's because for me, it's because I think Behemoth's Evangelion, they're both amazing albums, but I feel like Evangelion has more texture with this
Mhm.
album as opposed to Genesis, and a little bit more variety. So I'm okay with having Genesis below Evangelion. But
Yeah.
that is our championship of our top albums we've done for discographies. Number
It's
one
crazy.
with a 19.3, we have the Almighty Behemoth with Evangelion. Number two with 19.2, we got Jive for Cowboys Genesis. And for number three, we have a tie with a 19.1. Wow, this was very tight. Top
Very
four is
tight.
all point 0.1 away from each other, but number three with a 19.1, we got Cal Decap's Death Atlas and Lamb of God's Sacrament. After that,
That's
with a
crazy.
19, we got Catch 33 by Meshuggah. Then after that, we have a little bit more space. We have Suicide Silences The Cleansing with an 18.4, 18.3, Periphery 2, 18.2, Gojira's From Mars to Sirius. Then kind of a steep drop off. 15.5, we got Cryptopsy's None So Vile. Then 15.3, Pig Destroys Book Burner. I'm okay with this.
I like it. Yeah. I think it's a good list.
All right.
That's crazy.
That is this week's album rankings. What'd you think of it? Did you
That was
enjoy
fun. I did.
getting
That was
into
a
the
fun on the
nitty
fly
gritty?
challenge. Yeah. Fun challenge for sure. Kind of hard,
So,
man. That was a tough one.
hmm I picked this one. It's your turn to pick what we do next. Do you want to do discography? Do you want to do a classic album review? Do you want to do a genre deep dive? What do you want to do?
Hmm.
Sky's the limit, as long as it's death metal
Okay.
related or metal related
Okay.
in general.
Okay. Let's see. I haven't been digging on many bands lately or had any ideas. Um, let's do, huh. Let's do a '09 album ranking or '09
Oh,
Island.
okay. The metal
'09
albums that
Island.
came out in '09. Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like that was also a good year.
Evangelion.
I want to say no. I was about to say Lamb of God's Wrath, but I want to say that came out in '08. No, it might have came out in '09.
Maybe. I'm not too sure. Maybe I just had Evangelion on the mind and I thought '09. Could
Yeah,
pick a
we can
random
do.
year, but yeah, I figured we'll see
There's a
what
couple
happens.
albums. There's a couple albums of '09 that are going to be high up for me. I already think of two. Not the most death metal, but still like Architects' best album, Hollow Crown, came out that year. I love that album. Uh,
Oh, Mastodon, Cracked Sky.
oh yeah,
Hell
oh yeah.
yeah.
This will be fun. I just gotta get to find the playlist similar to
Yeah,
the
for
one we
sure.
did for '06. And I'll send it
Hell
to you
yeah.
so that way we can it's like, oh shit, and then we can go back and
Yeah,
check out the albums. So yeah. So yeah,
that'd be
next
cool.
week we will do '09 Metal Island.
Hell yeah. Nice.
Yeah. Anything else to add for today's episode?
Nah, man, that's it for me.
All right. That's all I got. You ready for me to start plugging away?
Plug it. Plug it up.
Hey, if you enjoyed all these week's episodes, you can check us out anytime. You can we got a whole back catalog. You can go back and check out all these times that we reviewed these albums and see how we got to those scores and see those bands' other albums. We'll see what we ranked them as. Or if you just want to hear us talking and you love it. Um, but you can also check us out on Facebook. You can also check us out on TikTok. We be popping on TikTok. You can
Ooh,
also check us out anywhere you really get your podcasts fixed. It could be Castbox, Apple Podcasts. We're also on YouTube. You can check us out on YouTube. Uh, yeah, I think that's all we got plugging wise. All the things we're on right now. Yeah, you can also email us directly at deathmeldaddies@gmail.com. But until then, see you next week. Death Metal Daddy's out.
bye.
Just a second. I have concepts of a plan.